uh, the quality, okay? The quality in the production. It is very important to define one problem. When we speak about quality, we don't speak the quality of the product, but the quality of the process of product, okay? This is a very big difference. In the first time when the quality starts, many company use to make the marketing with the quality, okay? But make mistake in the marketing product. Who's the product? This product is quality ISO 9001, but this is a big problem. Not the product is ISO 9001, but the process that produce the product. Okay, this is a very big difference. When we speak about the quality, we speak about the organization that produce this product. But the product isn't quality, ISO 9001. Okay? This is a very big difference. Okay. Is okay?
Yes, perfect. Well done.
Okay, but not very easy for me to speak about the problem, the mechanical problem in English. Not very easy. Sometimes I don't have all the words to speak, and not very easy for me to explain in correct way the problem. Okay, the story. When start the quality? At the end of the war, is not necessary in a quality organization because the war destroy all the company, and we don't have necessary to create a producing system organization. But at the end of the war, the only problem is to produce in every way, okay? Because the war have destroyed all the company and the product. And we started after the Second War, in which we have many problems about the product, okay? For example, to produce we have necessary the machinery, but the machinery isn't present because the war destroy all, okay? After that the war organize and start to produce, we at the end of the 80 year, okay, 1980 here,
1980.
19, okay, 19 here, we we start to have many products, okay, because at this time all the company organize your production and we start to empty the world, okay. All the world is very very competitive and start in this period the quality because the quality is an added um,
Luxury.
un valore aggiunto volevo dire.
Addition. It's an addition to.
Okay, and the quality is this situation give the possibility of the company to a distinctive way to go in the market. Okay, and the first thing that the quality introduce is the customer focus. Okay, customer focus is an opportunity to produce, not to think about the product, but think about the customer, what the customer wants, okay? And change the production to imagine how the customer appreciate our product. Okay, the first company of the car that organize the production in the focus on the customer is Toyota. Toyota and became a fast leader on the market because organize your production only on the focus on the customer. Okay, the customer is the main the
Privacy.
yes, to to satisfy the customer, okay, and change of the production and change the focus, not the production but the customer. It is very very important. Now all the company organize the production on the focus of the customer. That, but at the start of the the 19 1990,
1900.
the year
1990.
1990, and in this period the Toyota start to organize the production on the focus of the customer. Okay, now in this year all the company have the focus on the customer. It's the only way to is in the competitive market. Okay, okay. This is the goal of the quality. It is very important. Eh? This is the eighth goal of the quality. Okay, customer focus. Okay, customer focus. We have to speak about it. Leadership. It is very important in the company, the organization. Okay, the people in the juice in the correct place. Okay, and the people must to have the opportunity to manage the production.
How did they find out what the customers wanted? Did they do surveys? Did they ask the customers what they wanted?
And don't do the mistake in the product. Okay, for example, you have the warranty in the car, but the customer is not good when arrive a letter in which we ask to him to go in the officina, in the work, in the
Workshop,
yes, to change some spare part of the car. Not very good for him. Okay, to avoid this problem. In fact, Toyota start to when sell the car to give the customer 7 years of the warranty. Very long period.
Yeah.
This is the warranty that the car is very very good because this is the company give you so long time of the warranty is the for have studied your car to avoid the problem. It's a warranty for the customer. Okay.
Kia still has 7 years. I don't
Yes.
know other cars. I know my car. Yeah.
But at the
Back
start,
then, it's
okay,
fantastic.
the first company that give a very long period of the warranty is the Toyota, Hyundai, Fiat, for example, maximum 2 years.
Yeah.
Today also is this problem. Okay. Then people involvement. Okay. Ask at the customer which prefer about your car, which condition prefer. Okay, by sondaggio in English.
And then a survey.
Server. Okay. Okay. A process approach. We think about not the product but the process. Okay. Continuous improvement because the customer in the time change your focus. It is important that the company is ready to understand about this change. Okay.
So they're adaptable to future innovations and new ideas.
In the accessories, okay. For example, the touchscreen in the monitor, not the Bluetooth communication, but it at the start. Okay. Now we have the monitor that involvement all the car. For example, it's very very important. Now for the first time, also not the driver, but passenger. The passenger have the opportunity of the monitor, and you can manage during the travel. It's very important now. Okay. For example, Audi start now with the Q5 with this opportunity to have the monitor for the passengers. Okay, us the drivers. Sì.
Can you zoom just a little bit?
Sì. System approach to management. Okay, it is very important. It's very important that the people of the company is involved in this process. Okay, and and the management teach or your people about this condition, this focus. Okay. For example, I worked in my story of the workers in the company. I work in General Electrics at the start of the this is in I start to work in General Electrics in 1995. Okay, and in this period we have we must to study the Six Sigma, and Six Sigma is an opportunity to analyze the quality to obtain it a perfect product without mistake. Okay, and study all the processes to obtain it this goal to produce without mistake. Not very easy in a mechanical process to obtain it this number, but just at the start of this secolo, mi ricordo mai all'inizio del secolo, start of the secolo, millennium,
Century,
millennium.
century.
The century or millennium is very important, this condition. Evidence-based decision, all the decision that the management make is very communicate all the company, and the company must to have this information, okay, and there is the guideline about the company, okay. Mutually beneficial relationship with suppliers, okay. For example, after we speak about aftermarket. After the customer have buy a car, after a period, you receive a call in which the company or the people for us call him is very satisfied about the service, the car, the product, okay, and all the condition to about your product. Okay, it is very important for the company, this information. Sometimes you have a bonus, economical bonus at the end of the year for the satisfy about the customer. Okay. Okay, you call the customer. And?
An employer.
Employee, yes. Okay?
An employee call you.
An employee,
Yeah, call you.
a person who works
Yeah,
for you.
yeah.
Ah,
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Okay. This is the slide that explain what about we speak until now. The strategy of the quality. Okay, it's not important my quality, but the quality that is recognized. Okay,
Nice.
okay. Not important my quality, but the quality that the customer is verified. Okay, you understand? Okay. It is important for quality not to produce thinking about the company, but to produce a thinking about what the customer wants. This is the motto. Okay. E this is 40s born, the quality is 9000, 9001 e 9000, 9004. Okay, the different is the focus on the product. Okay, we see that in ISO 9001 we have all the documents about the quality. ISO 9001 is in which we have the main principles about the quality principle, okay, of the quality. In 9004 we have only the organization. Okay, now we see some
So
time
when
about.
it says, what does the customer perceive?
Okay.
Does everyone understand perceive? What does the customer perceive?
Okay. Okay. We have some we have the translation for is very clear about it. It's very important this slide. Okay. We have the production, the product, the customer, the stakeholders, The stakeholder is the people involved about processes, a product, and so. Also the people that have le azioni, action of the company, okay? These are the
The
stakeholders,
people who have invested,
okay?
they've invested money in
Is
it.
very, very interested on it, okay? On the develop and so, and the satisfaction, okay? And this is the develop about this period, okay? Check about the quality, warranty of the quality, total quality, management about the system of quality, okay? And we see now all these opportunity about the quality, okay? Check every processes, okay?
Check all processes.
All processes,
Okay.
all, okay, okay,
Or check every process.
okay? It's better. Okay. Okay, this is the different about ISO 9000, 9001 and 9004. Okay, in 9001 describes the fundamentals of quality management system and specify the terminology. Okay, ISO 9001 specify the requirements for a quality management system. You understand? It's very important, the difference. Okay, to be used when an organization must demonstrate its ability to provide products that meet customer requirement and applicable statutory and regulatory requirement aimed to increase customer satisfaction. You understand? This is very important. Volete tradotto? Se tradotto in italiano.
No, no, I thought
Tutto, is clear? Okay. It is very important the difference. This is a possibility question that we receive in during the exam. Okay. The last 20 minutes leave to you to speak with us about the problem that we have speak until now. Okay.
okay.
It's very important that you speak with us. Okay. You make some question about the problem that we speak until now. Okay. ISO 9004 provide guidelines to take into account the effectiveness and efficiency of the quality management system to aim the standard to improve the performance and organization and satisfaction of the customer and the other interested parties. Okay? You understand the difference from the three? Okay? You understand?
Yeah.
Oh, se non capite ditelo, non è che è possibile avere tutto.
No, non c'è capito niente.
Oh. Don't understand anything. ora mi torno perché Madonna buona, che ho capito tutto l'inglese, ho capito parlo italiano, Madonna buona. Qui non riesco nemmeno a trovare parole alternative facili, ok? Ok. This is the fundamentals, okay? The principles, okay? About the quality, okay? And the management system. Here you have the law, la regola, la legge to organize the production, okay? Has to make it, which you describe as you make it. You have the retractability, okay? Is retractability. Retractability. Okay, when you make something, the customer in every time arrive in the company and verify has your product. Okay, you can arrive the inspector, okay, in the company and verify if the product is the same that you have sold. Okay, in every time of the production, you can check about the production. This is very important.
So there's quality control at every point of
Yes.
the process.
Okay. The suppliers is verify only verify customer you can use in the company. You cannot produce in the customer that did not have the quality che non hanno la qualità, cioè solo fornitori qualificati. Okay. Then it's important that you have the documents to verify all the processes. When you make a product, if the product if the part of the product have the problem, not intolerance, okay, you must to have the document that explain that this product is not intolerance, okay, and go in the in the official technical and verify scraps or reworks, and there's a meant to explain if it's scraps or reworks, okay, this is very important.
Queste regole le seguono tutte le aziende per forza?
Scusa?
Cioè, queste regole, no?
No, chi ha deciso di farla?
Perché quando un'azienda
Okay.
segue queste regole qui,
Okay,
c'è scritto-
you have the customer come to me to buy a product.
English, please.
Okay, it's important that the company, okay, if is ISO 9001 or not.
Cioè,
You okay, you say if the company, you know if the company is 9001 or not, and you choose if you buy the company 9001 or not. But it's very in some contract it's very hard.
Is the company
No.
9,000?
Okay, is it the approach? Oh, okay. For example, a company have many processes. Okay, for example, Bertolotti is rail production. Bertolotti is a company. Have two business. Okay, the rail product, the product about the rail, accessories for the rail, and the
Rail as in train.
accessory for the manufacturing, for the big manufacturing, altoforno and so, okay? Accessory for altoforno. For example, Bertolotti obtained ISO 9001 only for these processes, not for rail. Okay? Only part of the...
So you can pick your ISO based on what you have to do.
Yes,
So,
but not all the processes is ISO 9001. Only, if possible, have a only process.
Yeah, it's a type
ISO
of
9001,
process.
okay?
it's a type of process.
Not all the companies know ISO 9001. It's the processes of this company.
Mhm.
Okay?
Yeah.
And you explain when you sell, and if you decide to improve ISO 9001 system, every 6 months you have the control about the other company that verify that you satisfy all the conditions of the ISO 9001.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
You understand? Okay, no. And the last is the ISO 9004. Okay, we have the guidelines to obtain ISO 9001 certification. Okay, you understand?
Provides guidelines that take into account the effectiveness and efficiency of the quality management system.
And the strategy, the aim, and the strategy to improve the performance of the organization. Okay.
But you can also check
Yes.
the processes inside.
Yes. And the way to check the process. Okay.
Okay, it's another way.
Okay, this is for the audits, okay, for the control, everything small about the company, okay?
So why is that number completely different to the others? You got 9,001, 9,000, 9,004.
9001,
Sì,
perché sono diversi.
sì.
Why
Different,
is the last
okay,
one 19.0?
okay, this is a, for example, okay, one moment. Okay. For example, okay, this is organization ISO 9001.
Okay.
But all these conditions we explain in ISO 9000. ISO 9001 told about the organization of the quality. For example, you have the direzione marketing, direzione commerciale, direzione ricerca e sviluppo, direzione acquisti, direzione produzione, assicurazione qualità. Okay? For example, if the company have ISO 9001 processes, must to have this organization.
Okay, they must have.
Okay, lo sta. Okay?
Mhm.
Okay. Then, for example, okay, the quality management system manual, the quality plans, the procedures, the instruction, the form. This is explained in ISO 9001. A company must to have this, the quality management system manual. This is a document in which you explain about your processes, all the control that you have, and all the documents that you produce during the production. Okay? This is an ISO 9001. Okay?
I think she asked.
It is,
I think she asked about why the numbers are different.
okay, the difference is in the 9000. Okay, in the 9000 you have this.
Immagine sopra, perché c'era nel 2001,
Sì,
2004, c'era
qui,
quello lì.
qui. Descrive the fundamental of the quality.
Yeah,
La
but she asked
differenza
about
con
the last one.
l'ultima è non è il 2000 ma è
This,
Why did you-
because it's different than number, I don't know for it.
Ah,
But
okay.
okay, but this is the regulation about the audits, not the company. For the other company that check if you are correct in 9001. Ok? Questo è per chi fa gli audit, non per chi produce. Ok? Però giustamente sapere come verranno fatti i controlli è importante per sapere.
qui sono controlli che fanno le altre aziende verso l'azienda.
No, te tu c'hai, se te ISO 9001, ogni 6 mesi viene una compagnia certificata e ti controlla che tu sia ISO 9001.
Però, ma gliel'ha detto lei cos'è una ISO?
Lo si è fatto all'inizio.
No, magari.
The problem is to understand what is an ISO. No,
Um,
ISO is international law in which, for example, in mechanical is, for example, as you produce a company that non so come fare questo esempio perché uno si aspetta sembra strano.
No, everything that you produce is controlled by some laws.
yeah.
Spread in all Europe, for example. So for the Europe you have ISO.
The focus is a standard production. The same thing in same way every company that produces it. Okay,
Okay.
is the standards.
Okay.
Okay.
So all of them have to follow the same principles. They have
Yes.
to have the same design.
Yes,
built into
the same measurement.
Okay.
Okay, for example, if I want this, we can make is for example 10 millimeters, 20 millimeters, but if I have 50 millimeters, it's not possible
No, no.
because I have or 10 or 20. Okay,
Yeah.
and I must organize my production because this component
everything
is
is
able to
uniform.
stay in my system. Okay, it's the standard. Okay.
Yeah.
Non avevo capito che mi avevi chiesto, stavo chiedendo la differenza dell'ISO. Ok. Manca 2 minuti e poi vi lascio la parola a lei. Ok. This is the document organization, ok? Manuale piano della qualità, ok? The quality manual, ok? Then the procedure,
Internal procedure.
internal procedure. The internal procedure. Oh, può parlare inglese, se no potete stare zitti. Sì, sì. Può parlare levanese, no inglese. Allora, quindi alle ore di inglese si può parlare solo inglese, si sta zitti. Allora, the procedure, okay, is the to explain about you make something, okay. Every people that produce must to repeat the same procedure, internal procedure, okay. In this way, we can check in every period. If you know
So
as
it's
you
different.
must to produce in every time of the production, you can verify that you effectively you really to make it this way, okay? Poi software is very important because if I use a software, the software is certificated about this procedure, okay? Because it's very important is the traceability. of the documents and the management and the production. Okay, but if I decide not to use the paper, but to use the PC, it's important the PC is certificated and the procedure is certificate, in which we are dove diciamo dove archivio documenti. It's very important that
And to archive documents.
okay, I must to have a server, double backup every day different because if I have a problem with the server, I have the second server in which I can find the information. Okay, it's very important. All the certification about the software. Okay. Moduli and the record about all the activity that I have. It's very important the record of the activity in the quality. Okay, it's very very important because the customer must to have the evidence about the way to production. Okay. For example, I make this paper. I make mistake. Is shorter. I must to be longer. Okay. I make a mistake. Okay. Stop the production. This component is stopped. You make a document in Italian VC. Okay. Verbale collaudo VC. Okay. The paper go on the technical official, verify the problem, and we have a three conditions, but then you can find scraps or reworks, okay? But all this information that we have the problem, going to fix it technical, decide to rework the component, must do record, and the customer can see that this component have this problem, okay? And can ask about the price reduction about it, for example. Okay? Some
if something is done, it has been done wrong, you have to scrap it or
no, you can't. You can repair it, but the customer must have the evidence about your work about this component. Okay? The traceability. Okay?
so it can notice if you did some mistakes or
Okay, you have a paper, okay, in which you explain all the information about all the part of your product. Okay? Okay. I leave to you the words. Speak about this first part of the lesson. Okay?
Okay.
Is okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, I can hear over there that there's a conversation going between scrub and scrap.
Yes.
Okay, they're basically the same. Okay, so if you scrub something, it means that you've decided it's not up to perfect quality. You can scrub it or scrap it. They do mean the same thing. Okay. You can scrub a design, but you can actually scrap a car because that's what you do when a car is finished and it's thrown away, and then you have a scrapped car. Car's destroyed. Okay, we send it for scrap. Okay.
Togliere vuol dire in inglese, lo scrap.
But
Oh,
yeah.
sta serio però ragazzi, che ridi?
Serio?
But scrub is more for components, okay, and ideas. You can scrub an idea, and you say, okay, back to the drawing board. Okay, this thing doesn't work well because it's too small. Okay, and if it were bigger, so we're going to scrap this, or you can say you can scrub the idea, scrap it, scrub it. Very, very similar. Okay. But mainly you can scrub an idea, but you scrap something real, and it's destroyed.
so you scrap something real and scrap
No, you scrap something real and scrub ideas.
and scrub ideas. Okay. So that's the
Yeah. Because you go to places in Italy where there are just a mountain of cars that nobody can drive. They have no documents left. They were in accidents. They're no longer
and
drivable.
you scrap it.
They're scrapped.
Yeah.
It's a scrapped
It's
car.
scrap.
Mhm. And it's called a scrapyard.
Yeah.
A scrapyard
Yeah,
because the
scrapyard.
cars have been scrapped. But with ideas you can scrub.
Ah,
Mhm.
You can scrap.
Okay.
scrap for the day.
Interesting point. Interesting point.
Quindi praticamente per le cose materiali devi scrap, no, scrap per le cose materiali, per le cose astratte, quindi per le idee, scrap.
Okay. But that's a very finite point. An English-speaking person will say, let's scrap that idea. So please don't worry about that. It's more important, this. This is more important. Okay. So, okay, I'll just ask some questions. What does ISO stand for?
ISO,
What do the three letters stand for?
International
Christian,
System
Christian,
Operation.
International System Operation, is that correct?
No, I didn't remember the exact definition.
ISO.
Yeah, come on.
International System Organization.
System organization.
International System Organization.
Okay. Okay, well done. Well done. Okay. And when was this started? When was this idea of having the ISO? What was the first one?
Toyota in the 1960.
No, 1990.
1990.
1990s, is that correct?
Yeah.
If
Yes.
I remember well.
yes,
Okay, 1990s. But the first ISO, the number was the number
9,000.
9,000. 9,000. And what did that talk about? The very first one, 9,000. What does it mean?
Yeah, the 9,000 explain the checks that you have to do during the process.
Okay. So that was a very basic.
Yeah,
The very first, very basic. You have to confirm that
Yes,
everything's
yes.
correct. Okay. And the second one, when that came in, it developed into ISO
9,001.
9001. And how was that better? How did they improve on that, the first one? What they go into it in more depth? There are more things
Yeah,
that they have to
more
look
things to control.
at. Okay, so what are the more things that they're looking for?
Organization.
it is the improvement this period very very important. At the start is because we don't have anything.
To ask customers what they use.
Okay, so the customer becomes the focus, not the final product.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and how do they get customer feedback?
Hey, you know,
By surveys.
different ways.
Mainly surveys. So the real customers who, let's just imagine I've bought a Toyota, so I'm the customer.
Mhm.
So a member of the company is somebody who's specialized, obviously,
Yes,
can ask
Yeah, nowadays it's very simple. You can receive an email
exactly
maybe about it
Okay.
with some questions about your car.
Okay.
but we have a guideline calling in which the people ask to you perfect the part to
Specific.
define if the customer is satisfied or not. Okay, during the calling, every question that you receive is managed about the company, and the company would to receive information if the customer is satisfied or not. It's very important.
And if they're not, why?
Why?
What's the problem?
Okay, with the problem, and you explain the problem, and you have a survey. Okay, for example, the car, when I go to pick up the car the first time, is not washed. Or,
Okay. So
okay,
something as simple
for
as
example,
that.
okay, or for example, you don't have the fuel on the car, and as soon as I pick up the car, immediately I must to go on the
I need
distributor.
to fill up with petrol.
Okay, okay. For example, this is very important. as you find the car in a place reservation or in the place in which you have many people and many confusion, many noisy. No, what is a place organized only for to retrieve the car? It's very important. Okay,
It's
watch
important.
the place, watch the people is gently or not, and so this is a very important. All the service also when you go to pick up to retire the car is very important. Okay, and then the scraps of the car, for example, if the problem, so you must time some time in the company to because you have the problem in the car, for example. Okay, how long time, how many time you go in the company to check the car because of the problem, and so. Okay,
So obviously, from these surveys, maybe they will find that 50 out of 100, so a lot, 50%,
yes,
have the same problem with, I don't know, electric windows. Okay,
yes,
they often stop halfway, for
okay,
example. So, according to the survey, then they will go back to the drawing board and find the problem and sort the problem.
yes.
Okay.
It is very important also this. If the people find the problem in short time or in long time, okay.
Yeah.
You resolve the problem immediately, or if you must to come back sometime before to solve the problem. Okay, this is very important condition. For example,
After must, there's no
after
to.
math, but it's very important.
No. After must, there's no to. You don't say must to have.
I must
have.
must have.
Senza to.
Okay.
You want
Must
to say have
Okay,
to.
okay.
They have to. He wants to say have to.
He wants to say have to, yeah. Or they must have. They must have certification.
Okay.
Yeah. Just an English thing.
Yes.
Grammar.
No. It's correct.
Okay, so back to the original question. So the difference from 9,000 to 9,001 obviously was talking more about customer satisfaction with the product, okay? And the service. So how did they do that? Okay, they did it by surveys to make sure the customer's happy. What else was different between 9,000 and 9,001?
The guidelines.
Yeah. So they had specific guidelines that they had to follow and to regulate, and different regulations, different laws. Okay.
Yeah, it's more specific.
Yeah, a lot more specific, yeah. Anything else? Anything else? So we have customer satisfaction. We have guidelines for following law.
Okay, this is important, the
Regulations.
focus on the production. Okay, the focus on the supplier, it is very important because usually we don't make a verification of the supply. Okay, but you choose the supply in front of my esigenza.
Need,
Okay,
according to needs.
okay.
Supplies,
You have a
Fornitore.
supplier for it. Okay, and this is very important, and that with the ISO 9001, every suppliers must be certificated.
Ecco, there you go. So there's another one. So even the suppliers are regulated. That the component that they make that goes into your car
Yes.
must
Psst, Francesco, ma che fai?
No, non lo
Non solo tu fai una sigaretta, tu rompi il anche che fa. Sta attento, tu stai lavorando in inglese all'esame. All'esame ti arriva una domanda così, sicuro.
For everything.
Preparati.
For
Devi rispondere. Io, la omissione, io con le mie, non ne devo fare due, mi dammi che coglioni. Ma fa anche lei inglese, ma che fa, quando l'esame io. Voglio avere la responsabilità vostra.
and standards, the same idea, but it's not called ISO. Okay, same standards. Okay. Have we covered 9001? Yeah.
Uno di voi venga alla lavagna, forza, vieni, dai, tu sei, vieni, Gabriel. Come on.
C'è un video, devo mettere qui.
Posso studiare e faccio usare delle